Come on now. It's all fake. Adam didn't exist. Eve didn't exist. Enoch didn't exist. Seth didn't exist. Moses didn't exist. Noah didn't exist. Ham didn't exist. Japheth didn't exist. Seth didn't exist. Who else? Let me go down the line. These are not real, actual people. These are mythological figures. These are myths composed and comprised of other myths. Read the Babylonian priest's work, Berosus. Read Berosus. In Berosus, you're going to find a lot of similarities to the Bible, right? And Berosus wrote this work called Babylonica. And in that work, Babylonica, you can see the similarities. You can see the flood story. You can see the releasing of doves. You can even see the 10 patriarchs before the flood. You see it. It is there. And then I saw on Dagger Squad, Tazariak asks Garfield, well, is it possible that the Greeks could have copied from the Jews? And Garfield was like, yes. And I'm going to tell you, no. Who have the Jews been historically? Some little rabble, oppressed group throughout the ages. They were never in Kemet. No Exodus, no Moses, no Aaron, no Jews in Kemet. You don't have the Jews, the Israel per se. You do have Canaanites. I'm not going to deny that. You do have Canaanites that were a constant nuance to Kemetic society. You do have them in Kemet. You do have, what else do you have? What else can I give them? You do have sites in Canaan that prove that something was going on, right? You can see the development of the people, but you don't see their stories. And you don't see them as being these monotheistic Israelites. They were something else. You see them having the worship of multiple gods, not just one. Multiple gods. What does that tell you? What is that telling you? You have Bethel. You have Asherah. You have Molech. You have the people in Israel. Baal. Baal is a big one. This is not funny. It's not a game. It's not some little information to be passed over. This is interesting. El. You have El. And you know what's also interesting? What's also interesting is that you may be able to associate Yahweh with the Egyptian god Set. Now go ahead. Now go ahead with that one. Now if you're not familiar with Kemetic philosophy, Set was a desert god. Set was a god of the desert, right? Yahweh, clearly a desert god, right? It's not really clicking though, right? You're not really feeling me. Let's I'll do a presentation on this, but let's walk back a little bit, right? So there is no Exodus, right? No Exodus. So what a lot of scholars are trying to say is that what they're really talking about in the Exodus is an oral tradition and an oral memory of when the Hyksos were in Kemet. Remember that. The Hyksos were Canaanites that came into Kemet in the 13th dynasty and conquered the northern region. Their capital was in the northern delta at a city named Avaris, right? You have that documented, evidence, fact. Can't get away from it. The god of the Hyksos was Set when they worshipped in Egypt. Or they equated it with Baal. Baal is a prominent Canaanite Mesopotamian deity whose stories can be found in Ugaritic text. Ugarit, remember that. Ugarit, U-G-A-R-I-T. Ugaritic text, right? Baal, I can't remember, is he a son? I think Baal is a son of El. Nonetheless, there's an association between Baal and Set. Right? Baal and Set. Now, there is a discussion that has Judaism in its formative years was going on. Yahweh, there was a sect of Yahwehists, and if you read the Bible, really what you're reading is a political documentation of how one group of Canaanites dominated the others, right? This is what you got. And so then, as you're looking at it, this Yahweh sect is dominating all the others, right? And there are many different references to the fact that Yahweh took a lot of the characteristics and traits of Baal, being the storm god, riding on clouds, coming from the mountains, Mount Zephon for Baal, Mount Seir for Yahweh. A lot of different references that show that Yahweh took on the traits of Baal in the Israelite religion. Now, if Yahweh took on the traits of Baal and the Kemites associated with Baal with Set, that means by default Yahweh is Set. No one's talking about that. Not a single person have I ever heard that from. And I just take it, run with it. There's not a lot of brothers and sisters that watch what I have to say. And that's all good. But listen to that. I'm working right now on this, the Greek kind of documentary series on the influence on the Bible. But I'll do a small snippet, maybe a 7 or 10 minute video, discussing the how the Yahweh group took Baal epithets, so to speak, or motifs, and made it their own. Interesting.